What is going on with Palantir stock? In the past 5 days, the stock is down 15.85%. Since they reported earnings, stock is down over 18%. What has happened? Did they miss? Were the numbers so bad? Is revenue decelerating? Commercial, government, free cash flow, profitability? What is going on with Palantir? It was promised that this was the next best thing in AI. I thought they crushed it. Of course, by now I hope you know that I'm being sarcastic. Oh, and by the way, here's a picture of me with Alex Karp. Of course, this isn't me, but since most of you always joke around that me and Arnie look alike, sound the same, I thought I'd made this joke. By the way, we're very close to reaching 40,000 subscribers. I think we're like 60 subscribers away. So if you want to be the one that clicks on the subscriber button and then suddenly sees 40,000, that would be very much appreciated. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button so that tomorrow when I wake up, I'll turn 30 and this channel will have 40,000 subscribers. Of course, I appreciate everyone that has been supporting the channel for a long time. So thank you very, very much. This is only the beginning. We're only going to go up from here. Now in this video, I want to talk about, again, what you might have missed with regards to this quarter. I want to address some of the comments, especially one comment with regards to revenue decelerating, because last quarter we've seen 70% year-over-year growth. Now we're only seeing 40% year-over-year growth. So I want to explain that. I want to go over a couple of analyst comments as well. But before jumping into all of that, if you want to support this channel, do check out the links down in the description and in the pinned comment to get a top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So let's start off with the biggest one here. William Blair analyst Louis De Palma said the stock is likely down because US commercial revenue growth sharply decelerated to 40% from 70% last quarter. As you can see right here, this was the year-over-year comparison. But look at what happened from Q3 2022 to Q4 2022. Commercial revenue growth quarter over quarter actually decreased. So it was an extremely weak quarter with a decrease in negative growth quarter over quarter. So yes, it's great that the number here looks like 70% year-over-year growth. But then if you look at the comparison for Q1 2023, quarter over quarter up 38.96% quarter over quarter, because the last one, a decrease year over year, 26%. So now, if we go and look at what we got for this quarter, US commercial revenue year-over-year growth over 40%, quarter over quarter over 14%, US commercial customer count 69% year-over-year growth, 19% quarter over quarter, 136 US commercial deals closed. That's over 94% year-over-year growth, 12 times the 3-year US commercial customer count growth, $286 million US commercial total contract value, over 131% year-over-year growth there. And then US commercial remaining deal value increased over 74% year-over-year and 14% quarter over quarter. Then with regards to government revenue, that grew 16% year-over-year and 3% quarter over quarter. And by the way, that 16% year-over-year growth is also an acceleration. US government revenue grew 12% year-over-year and 8% quarter over quarter to $257 million. And if anyone can answer finally that question, why the number 8 on their website is flipped, you'll get a cookie. Oh, and by the way, this is not just a company that is growing quite fast. This is also a company where Rule of 40 score is at 57%. As for Q2, they expect revenue to come between $649 and $652 million. Then for the full year, they're raising their revenue guidance to be between $2.67 and $2.68 billion. They're raising their US commercial revenue guidance to in excess of $661 million, representing a growth rate of at least 45%. Last quarter, that was 40%. So we're getting here even more bullish sentiment, despite maybe Q2 being a bit weak-ish. Maybe the raise in revenue guidance for the full year is also a bit weak-ish compared to everything that we've been hearing. High expectations, maybe we were expecting it to be a bit higher than that. They're also raising their adjusted income from operations guidance to between $868 and $880 million, and they're still expecting adjusted free cash flow to come between $800 and $1 billion. Then moving on to some comments from some analysts, some positive, some negative. So first up here, Dan Ives from Wedbush, any modest sell-off post-print is a golden buying opportunity for this pure play AI name. We continue to see increased momentum in the Palantir growth story, with AIP leading the charge in generating significant demand across both commercial and government landscapes, while well positioned to gain a larger share of this $1 trillion opportunity taking place with AI use cases exploding globally, and then has a price target of $35 per share and an outperform rating. Now, I did ask a question on the call with regards to AIP bootcamps, conversion rates, etc., which, if we're being honest, we did not get the clearest of answers. But we did get something else here with regards to bootcamps and sales cycles. So the bootcamp motion is in early motion. And I don't think we would say we've cracked the sales motion. In fact, I think our 68 or 94% growth on deals or 69 on customer, you have to look at this as we are at the way early days of figuring out how to actually get customers to buy our product. I've talked about this in the past as well. Yes, growth here is amazing, but we've been hearing about the sales struggle for quite a while. Hopefully that gets fixed very, very soon. Which, by the way, at the end of this video, I want to explain something that came out this week and why that's extremely important. Then with regards to hyperscalers distribution, so they said here there are just not that many Palantirians, so we can't scale. We have to allow, encourage, and provide a platform where they can do it. And I would say what you see both on AIP and on Foundry is de facto customers using our product pretty much on their own. Of course, more recently, we had that partnership with Oracle. Basically, Palantir has to put their software, their availability on many marketplaces. It's good for Palantir, it's good for the hyperscalers as well, because they, like they said in the earnings call, with chats, AI chats, that's not really the real driver of using compute power. The things that you will be able to build on top of Foundry, that will probably be way more lucrative for those hyperscalers. So it's a win-win. Now we've got another comment here from the Streets Pro, Stephen Guilfoyle, I believe, like Silicon Valley, the TV show. You will search for a long time before you find another balance sheet as clean and strong as this one. I really don't think that we are in the 7th, 8th, or 9th innings for Palantir's run. I honestly believe we are in the 2nd or 3rd inning and that Palantir eventually becomes if not the dominant player in big data analytics. Then some more price targets here. So HSBC raised the firm's price target on Palantir to $23 from $22 and kept a hold rating on the shares. By the way, when you see HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Citi, or any other, it's not the whole firm, it's just one analyst working at that firm. Moving on, Deutsche Bank analyst boosted the firm's price target on Palantir to $20 from $18 and kept a sell rating on the shares, while the stock is now much closer to $20, so maybe it's not a sell anymore, maybe it's a hold. Citi raised the firm's price target on Palantir to $25 from $23 and kept a neutral rating on the shares. And then last one here, D.A. Davidson raised the firm's price target on Palantir to $24 from $19 and kept a neutral rating on the shares. Then more recently at an expo, the SCSP Expo, Palantir showed off some tech or some future products, software and hardware. Here we've got the Korean embassy tweeting out, "Congratulations on the successful AI Expo. Ambassador Cho had an exciting visit to the expo to learn more about Korea-US cooperation on AI. We look forward to SCSP's active participation in the AI Seoul Summit and the AI Global Forum held in Seoul on May 21 and 22. What you see here on this picture is something quite interesting. Shyam Sunkar said Titan was the first AI-defined vehicle, and now that we've seen this prototype, which is in partnership with Palantir and HD Hyundai, maybe this is just the first or the second of many more. Allied Market Research said that the global market for USVs is expected to surge to $2.7 billion by 2032. HD Hyundai said it plans to integrate its autonomous navigation and vessel management systems with Palantir's AI platform to develop a world-class mission autonomy system for vessels. We will lead the burgeoning USV market and partnership with Palantir, one of the top players in the field of defense AI. We know that Palantir and Hyundai have been partnering up for many years now. More recently, we had this headline here: HD Hyundai, Palantir team up for unmanned surface vehicle. HD Hyundai, Palantir agreed to jointly develop a reconnaissance USV by 2026 and later a battleship model. And as I've said many times, I think the government side of the business will reaccelerate quite aggressively. Then the last thing I want to talk about is this. This thing got released earlier this week. Yes, you need to be a US or a UK citizen, I believe, to use this. So sign up for AIP, activate full spectrum AI in days, and drive enterprise operations. Basically, anyone that wants to try it out, of course, you need a US or a UK identification card. And if you sign up, I believe some of the folks on X have a link that they can share. Sign up for free and get $500 of included usage. This basically opens up the door to many developers, many smaller businesses that usually Palantir does not go after, but now they can. And if we go and look at what Costrap explained on his channel, pretty simply put, enterprise is basically what Palantir was going after right now, or what was linked with Palantir right now. But thanks to what was announced just this week, you basically get the following: developers that can now sign up and start building. You can also then go to small to medium-sized businesses, or these small to medium-sized businesses have their own developers, which have now signed up to the platform, which means that you are now onboarding way more people to use AIP and Foundry. And then you can even go one step further to larger enterprises, or larger companies, shall I say, and then you go and you continue with enterprises. You can also grow with all of those customers. Basically, the sales cycle can now accelerate and become quite big very quickly. Of course, this is just the start. This was just announced. Remains to be seen if we're going to get some more information in the next coming quarters, if we're going to see some effects of that in the next coming quarters as well. Just remember, boot camps are not something that have existed for years and years, just a couple of quarters. So even the positive effects of the boot camps are going to take some time until those get reflected each and every quarter. That's it. Last thing here, if we look at the stock right now, we are 6.45% away from reaching the 200-day moving average. Do with that information what you want. There's definitely not a lot of positive momentum here on the weekly with regards to Palantir stock. If we go and look at the daily, you will clearly see that right now we sit at the top of the previous gap up that happened in February, where that earnings report we basically shot up by around 20% or so. Not all gaps get filled, but most of them do. And this is not me saying, oh, I have a crystal ball, I have a Palantir, and I know what the future holds. No, this is not me. This is me basically showing what the graph is showing me and you. The 200-day moving average, 6% or so lower than the price we're at today, plus we have a gap that might or might not get fully filled. That's it. But overall, there is definitely a sentiment switch here for Palantir. Some analysts are becoming more and more bullish. Their price targets are going higher, even though their ratings are neutral, hold. Even one has still a sell rating, a pretty low price target, but even that price target has gone up. So there's definitely a change in sentiment here. But overall, we shouldn't really care what the stock does in the short term. What we should be doing is looking at the business. Is the business performing the way it should? Is this segment of the business accelerating? Is that segment of the business accelerating? Are we growing and becoming more and more profitable? Yes, and yes. Of course, maybe I'm delusional. Some of you think I am. Some of you think that Palantir is Theranos 2.0. So yeah, here we are. Anyways, that's about it for me in this video. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.